When you get your DCA Unit Number 4 Early Republic, please print your name, class period, and then ID number in the top right-hand corner. Turning inside to number 1, in response to the XYZ affair and the threats to national security, Congress passed the draw a couple of text boxes and put XYZ affair inside the top one, national security inside the bottom one, drawing 2 arrows leading to another text box. What these 2 lead to goes right here. Your choices are A, Alien Sedition Acts, B, Coercive Acts, C, Townsend Acts, D, Embargo Act. Number 2, inside the text box, it is emphatically the providence and the duty of the Judicial Department to say what is the law. If 2 laws conflict with each other, the courts must decide on the operation of each. Please highlight the duty of the Judicial Department to say what the law is. Also highlight John Marshall, 1803, Marbury versus Madison. Your question: why was the Supreme Court decision described above a turning point for the nation? Please highlight turning point. Your choices: A, it reinforced the executive branch as the strongest branch of government. B, it gave Congress the power to regulate commerce between states. C, it established a balance among the 3 branches of government. D, it was the first time a state tax was considered unconstitutional. Number 3, soon after the U.S. Constitution was adopted, disagreements arose over the proper role of government. These disagreements led to the development of the first. Please highlight after the U.S. Constitution was adopted, disagreements led to. And your choices: A, trade agreements, B, cabinet offices, C, federal taxes, D, political parties. Please choose your best answer. Number 4, which was the most important lasting social effect of the War of 1812? Please underline social and highlight effect of the War of 1812. Because of the War of 1812, what happened? And you can jot down your notes right here in terms of what happened. Your choices: A, expansion of the right to vote. B, major disagreements between the West and the South. C, a new and lasting American nationalism. D, new agreements between the United States and Canada. Number 5, inside your text box here, we have British trade restrictions, British impressment of American sailors, American interest in annexing Canada, and then we have a text box here with a question mark. Please highlight this arrow. These lead to what? Which of the following best illustrates the effect that is missing from the diagram? A, French and Indian War. B, Whiskey Rebellion. C, Alien Sedition Acts. D, War of 1812. Number 6, without revenues, a government cannot have no power. The powers which hold the purse string absolutely must rule. So this is from Alexander Hamilton. So within the text box, please highlight revenues, and above put the $sign. So the excerpt expressed the need for which of the following? A, state militias. B, states' rights. C, political parties. D, federal taxation. Number 7, the great rule of conduct for us in regard to, relating to, foreign nations is to have them as little political connections as possible. From George Washington's 1796 farewell address. Please highlight George Washington's farewell address. Draw brackets around relating to. According to President Washington, the interest of the United States would be best served by, in other words, please write this, in other words, what advice does Washington give us? And you can make notes over here as to what advice that he did give us. A, forming military alliances with other nations. B, placing high tariffs on imported goods. C, avoiding permanent alliances with other nations. D, limiting trade with other nations. Number 8. Inside the text box we have the War of 1812 begins, and then an arrow leading to this box, and then an arrow leading from the question box over here to U.S. manufacturing expands. So, highlight the arrows and the question mark. This box that leads to this, which leads to this. So which best completes this diagram? The supply of British goods decreases. Congress ends the Embargo Act of European goods. Exports to Great Britain increase. Congress reduces tariffs on imports. So please choose your best answer that would fit here from this ultimately leading to that. Number 9. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison displayed civic virtue because they. Please highlight virtue, and underneath it you could write which is honorable or respectable behavior. So which of these virtues are noticeable? Okay? A, pursued private jobs in order to acquire great wealth and political influence. B, advocated nonviolent resistance to policies of the English government that were considered unfair. C, sacrificed their personal interest for the good of the larger community. D, used their wealth and influence to effect political change in the colonies before the Revolution. Number 10. In this big table, we have causes of the Whiskey Rebellion, solutions of the Whiskey Rebellion, and importance of the Whiskey Rebellion. Please highlight causes, solution, and importance. Cause of the Whiskey Rebellion. A tax has been placed on any whiskey made in the United States. Highlight tax. Please highlight whiskey. Solutions to the Whiskey Rebellion. Militia, commanded by President George Washington, marched into western Pennsylvania to stop rioting farmers. Please highlight Washington marched into western Pennsylvania to stop the rioting farmers. Importance of the Whiskey Rebellion. So this is what you need to put down here. You may make notes over here in terms of what was the importance of the Whiskey Rebellion, if need. Which of the following best completes the diagram? A, a state court determined the outcome of the rebellion. B, a congressional act allowed the troops to establish order. C, demonstrates the U.S. government's power to enforce law. D, establish the Supreme Court's power of judicial review. Please choose the best answer.